Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell by the title, you know what today's going to be about. I did this study quite a while ago, so bear with me because I believe that I remember it all, but you know when you're writing it you feel like I just want to give a bit of an intro as well, because this is more so applied to your walk with Jesus. So I guess you could apply it in other circumstances, but it is going to be very biblically based. But with that being said, you can still learn from the scriptures and adapt it into your lifestyle, whatever. I just wanted to mention, as I'm guys, let me have a drink. I'm just too excited to do this. I've been wanting to do this video for a while. Just bear with. I'm sure you guys have read Corinthians, and if you haven't, there was basically an issue within the church, a division in the church, where people were saying, I follow Paul and I follow Apollos, and there was just these group of people that were divided because of who they followed. Now I know that this isn't like, they didn't have an iPhone back then. They didn't was like, hey guys, have you seen my Instagram? Like obviously it's different in these days, but with that being said, you can still apply it to these days with the moral of the story. The moral of the story is that they're following men, not Jesus. With that, I just found it was so powerful that, wow, who I follow is really important to my walk with God. So I'm hoping that you guys can understand where I'm coming from with that whole little thing. One of the things I've noticed in some people that say they're Christian is they say, yeah, I don't need to go to church, I don't need to do my Bible studies, I don't need to read the Bible, I don't need to designate time to God, I don't need to pray. And what I believe that I'm trying to convey here, look at me talking with big words, is that it's crucial. Okay guys, it's crucial. The Bible tells us, let me read it to you, do not neglect to meet together as is in the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near, in Hebrews. And fellowship, whether we like it or not, can affect us, and also who we associate ourselves with can affect us, whether it's social media or in real life. Social media is real life people, we just don't have the same interaction as a one-on-one conversation. It's crucial to your walk with God and also your sanctification, which is the will of God. So you're kind of going against God when you don't want to be sanctified. It can stunt your growth as a Christian, not having fellowship, because you have no one to encourage you, lead you, guide you, or anyone that will pray for you. So it kind of stunts your growth and your sanctification as a believer, because you have no one to correct you, rebuke you, or like you have no one to be accountable to apart from God, obviously, but God uses his people to correct. So you're kind of avoiding it. I feel like the long intro is needed, otherwise you guys aren't going to see where my head's at. So let's get started. You've got to deny yourself rather than entertain yourself. In the scripture here, if anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. On social media, who you follow, are they Christ-like? Are they building you up in the faith? Are they encouraging you? So if you follow Christian content, they can teach you new things, they can learn from you, vice versa. But let's say you're following someone who is not of Christ and just wants to live their life however they want to. Sometimes you can pick up on that learnt behaviour and naturally do it for yourself. You should deny yourself, deny everything you want, and instead follow Christ. And then the second thing is phones. This isn't just about social media, this is about TV, movies, programs, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, messaging. Like there is so many forms of communication online, yes, but there's also TV like Netflix, Now TV, all these kind of things that have loads of different kind of movies on, and you guys know what I'm talking about. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is that the Bible tells us specifically in Philippians that we should think of things that are pure, that are good, that are holy, that are righteous, that are good. So the Bible tells us, like, if we're meant to think of these things, that's just thoughts. Imagine what it is to watch these kind of things that are the opposite. So imagine watching something that's complete opposite of that. It's going to encourage you to think of something like that. So my point is if I was in your living room, would you press play? If you had another believer in your living room and you wanted to put on a movie that you wanted to watch, would you be happy with Jesus sitting next to you, with a believer sitting next to you? Would you be happy showing this to Christ? And the reason that I'm telling you this, because this is one of my biggest convictions that I do, is that I put on movies and that I'm so desensitized, guys. I wasn't always a Christian, but what I don't think is, if this was happening in my living room, would I sit here and go, yeah, this is really good? Would I sit here and entertain it, or would I leave? Or would I, or like, what would I do? This impacts your soul and your spirit whether you like it or not, because you start thinking of the things that you're watching. So with that being said, we want to watch good, pure, and I know it's difficult, guys, because we entertain what we want. We have no one realistically when we're on our own apart from God, and sometimes we can numb ourselves to stuff, especially if you weren't a believer before and you haven't been raised in a Christian household. You watch whatever you want. You've got to keep an eye on what you're watching, all this kind of stuff out here. Yeah, let's move on. Number 3, who you associate with adds or subtracts to who you are. So who you follow and who you have as friends and all this kind of stuff actually affects who you are. The proverb says, bad company corrupts good character. Jesus can influence anyone. I'm not denying the power of God. He can do anything to anyone, and your spirit is bold and strong, and I agree with that. However, there is something that's in that proverb, and it's wisdom. You don't want to, it says, walk with the wise and become wise, associate with the fools and you'll get in trouble. It's basically saying, just a warning of, be careful of who you surround yourself with, because it impacts and affects who you are as a person. But since we are the living by the Spirit, let us follow the Spirit's leading in every part of our lives. Basically saying, let's follow the Spirit instead of follow the flesh. And definitely, guys, as I'm saying this, pray about it, think about it, that not everything I'm saying may convict you, or it may not apply to you right now. But we want to be godly. We don't want to be entertaining it. And I know, guys, it's hard, to be honest, I know. And I don't mean this with any hate or anything like that. I mean it just because God is teaching me this, therefore I feel like I should share it. So that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, just, you know, scroll. Bye.